Hi, to write a solution for bubble sort in JavaScript, we can first write a function that's going to resolve the simplest case, which is taking input and one and output one, two. We can start by declaring our function called bubble sort. Ask it to taking a input parameter called input array. Then we are going to loop through the input array by writing a simple for loop having I smaller than input array plus and I plus plus. Very standard. Then let's check if the input array at the index we are pointing to is bigger than the element that is right next to it, which is I plus 1. If this is true, then apparently we need to swap them because we want the smaller value to be on the left hand side and the bigger value to be on the right hand side. So typically when we want to swap two values inside the same array, we do something like this. So this is the typical solution to swap two values inside the same array. And by the end of this for block, I think our array will be sorted. So we return the input array, and let's see what we'll return when we invoke the bubble sort. We pass in a copy of the unsorted array, and we run the file. As you can see, the output is 1, 2. That means it's working. The solution is working, but for now it's not perfect. Since, let's say, if we are taking this array, it's not going to give us the correct output we are writing if we are using the same function. 0 is supposed to be on the left hand side of 1, and that issue occurred because we didn't run this for loop enough times. We actually need to run this block of code multiple times until we cannot find an element that's going to have elements that are bigger than itself sitting on its left hand side. So to solve this issue, we can use a do-while operator that's in JavaScript, which is going to run the do block for once and check the condition, while condition. If it's true, then we run the function again and again and again until that our while condition returns to false. Alright, so we can start by replacing the code we write for our for loop and put it inside the do block, and then we can declare a placeholder called swapped here and set it to set the swapped value to false every time we start running the do block, and set it to true every time we actually swapped a pair of elements. Then right after we finish the do block, we check if we swapped any values. If we did, we do this block another time, and if not, then we return the input array. Very simple and straightforward. So I think that's going to solve our problem. So let's run the file again. Yes, as you can see, the array is sorted. So this function is going to work on negative float, negative integers. There is no problem. As you can see, the array is again sorted. But one thing to know is to write the hoist ourselves, because if we declare our placeholder here, it's going to hoist the declaration again and again on top of the function scope and assign the value of false to it, which is redundant. So we might as well write the hoist ourselves and assign value to the placeholder and be done with it. And another thing is if we are pointing using if we for this for loop, if our eye is pointing to the last element, this is pointless to trying to get the next element of the last element because there isn't one. So we can actually make the loop stop at the second to last element to be more explicit. And we could also check input array and check the length of it. And if it's smaller than 2, then we return the input array straight away, because for cases like input array empty, input array only having one value, then there's no values inside to compare with each other, so it's pointless to run the block the code that's following it. So we just return the input array. And let's run this file again. No change. Great. So this is typically how you write a bubble sort solution in JavaScript.